Hi there. I'm back. I just did this on my what do you call it? Big Sexy Chat page. I thought we'd do it again here and see if y'all want to talk about medical gaslighting, medical anti-fatness, being treated like crap when you go to the doctor's office, and some of my favorite tips and tricks for how to get over that, how to get over the anxiety of going to the doctor in a fat body. Lord knows they are not very polite to us. And some tips for how to make sure you get the care that you deserve when you go to the doctor's office. So the first thing I want to talk about is no matter your size or your age or anything else about you, you deserve dignity and respect without having to ask for it. So I don't know why I've had people have to demand it and ask for it, but just like everybody else in the world, we should be able to get treated with dignity and respect, no matter our size, our age, or anything else that we have about us. And we all need to come to expect that from our medical care. My medical care is paid for by me. That means they work for me. So I should expect really great care because I'm paying their bills. So I'm their client, I'm their customer, and they should be giving me really great customer service because I'm paying for their service. I'm paying them. They're not paying me. So how do I get over some of my anxiety about going to the doctor's office? One of my favorite things to do, especially if there's going to be a big subject that we have to discuss, I like to bring a friend with me because you know what? If there's a witness, they're not going to be rude to you because then they know you might get reported, you might report them. So make sure if you feel anxious or you feel like there's something really heavy you need to talk about and you have a trusted friend or a family member you can bring with you, bring a friend. They're way less likely to be rude to you if they have a witness with you. And bring them in the room with you. You're allowed to do that. Again, you pay them. So if you want to bring your partner or your mom or both, you get to bring them into the room with you if you want to. That's your prerogative. Now, a couple of things I like to do to sort of be in control of my doctor's appointment. I've always asked for them to please take my blood pressure at the end of the meeting. I don't want to have my blood pressure taken at the beginning of my appointment because we all know, especially if you're fat, you're going to have your blood pressure is going to be higher. You're anxious and nervous about going to see the doctor. I know I put my armor on before I go and I'm ready. I'm ready to be like, just say one mean thing and I'm going to say something back. I don't put up with it. So I know I put my armor on before I go and I'm sure that brings my blood pressure up. And so I like them to take my blood pressure at the very end. Once I can settle down, once I've talked with a doctor, once I've been able to sit there or even lay down for a little while, and then take my blood pressure. Anytime that they do it at the end, it's always just fine. And it's not like when I first get there and I'm all excited or nervous or anxious or running late. Excuse me. Of course your blood pressure is going to be high. So I say, please take it at the end. I know they don't love it. I know the people that do to check in, I know they have a process they like to follow, but this is my appointment. I don't do this very often. A lot of times fat people don't go to the doctors when we should because we're avoiding it, but then that means we're avoiding our wellness checkups. We're avoiding our mammograms. We're avoiding our well woman exams. We're avoiding our blood pressure being taken. We're avoiding all those. So we need to go. And we need to expect them to take good care of us. Hi, Samantha. They work for us. We deserve to receive amazing health care. So don't ever let them take that away from you. And it's okay to have health issues. It's okay. I mean, everybody is going to have health issues at one point or another. Do not take on like some kind of guilt or something like, I brought this on myself. No, you didn't. Thin people and fat people all have the same diseases. So please, when you go there, expect them to give you the best care possible and expect and demand nothing less than that because you are there, you're paying their bills, not the other way around. And the other thing I like to do to be in control of my own doctor's appointment is I ask them, please, I prefer not to be weighed today. And that's it. I don't say why or what. I say, no, thank you. I don't want to be weighed today. No, thank you. No, thank you. You don't need to say one more thing after that. Just say, no, thank you. I prefer not to be weighed today. They might try to talk you into it. They might say, how about you turn your back and we'll take your weight. We won't tell you what the weight is. We won't write it down. What if you, no, nope, I don't want to be weighed today. Thank you. No is a complete sentence. Hi, Tracy Jordan. No is a complete sentence, and you're allowed to tell them, no, thank you, I don't want to be weighed. Now, my weight is pretty well established at Kaiser, and hi, Blaze? They know how much I weigh there. They know I've had 3 surgeries recently, or 2 surgeries. So they know. And I say, if you need to do surgery today or you need to prescribe me some medication based on my weight, okay, let's talk about it. We can wait. I can get weighed. But otherwise, I prefer not to be weighed today. They don't like that, but oh well. This is my doctor's appointment. This is my wellness exam. This is me taking care of my health. So I don't want to be weighed today. Sorry. Unless, like I said, unless you're prescribing new medication or you're going to do surgery. Of course, they have to know. But they know how much I weigh, you know. I'm a size 28, 30 pants. They have a good idea how much I weigh. Hi, Jose. So I asked them to take my weight only if they need to and only take my blood pressure at the end of the appointment. The other thing that's really a great idea is bringing that person in the room with you and try to have someone else take the notes, because sometimes if you're going in there for a really serious reason, it's much better to have 2 sets of ears listening. You might be so emotional and you'll be in your head about all the stuff that's going on with you and your health issues that you might need a second person to be there to take notes or to be a witness in case they're shitty to you, in case they're gaslighting you, you know, who knows. We all have those experiences where they treat us really, really crappy just because we're fat. We don't deserve to get lesser care because we're a larger human. I don't know where the idea comes from, but it's not okay. So make sure you bring a friend, you get in control of your doctor's appointment. You say, I don't want to be weighed. I would like to have my blood pressure taken at the end. They can do all those things. There's no rules about why they have to take your weight or they have to take your blood pressure. Most people have what's called white coat syndrome. So that means automatically, thin or fat, your blood pressure is already going to be high going to the doctor's office. So just say, I'd rather have it taken at the end. You know, every time they take it at the end, my blood pressure is fine. If they take it at the beginning, yeah, it's going to be high. So no, thank you. I have white coat syndrome. I don't want to have my blood pressure taken right now. And that's the end of that. And then making sure, if you can, to get there to your doctor's appointment a little bit early so that you're not rushing, because then you're going to be frantic. And it's just, you can try to arrive early so that you can gather your notes. Hopefully you keep track of your notes in your phone. That's what I do. And I just, when I do go to the doctor, I go, okay, I have 6 things I need to talk to you about. Because sometimes I have like 10 or 12 things, I tell my doctor the night before, hey, I have a bunch of things I want to talk to you about. And I'll put them in an email to my doctor through my dashboard. I have Kaiser. And I say, here's the 12 things I want to talk about tomorrow, just to give you a heads up. Because I want them to plan to spend time with me and not rush off. And so sometimes I'll send them the list, and that morning they'll read through it and they'll like try to answer a few of them. And then they'll sit down with me and say, okay, now I answered 5. Let's go over those other 7 items while we're here. And, you know, I think it's an indication to them that I am in control of my health and I am taking care of my health, even though they might not think so because I'm fat. Well, guess what? You know what? 70% of Americans are fat. 70% of people are fat. So this is not an excuse to take crappy care of me. This is my time with you to take good care of myself. And I want to cover all 12 things that I need to cover. So I bring my phone with me. But like I said, nowadays I've been emailing them ahead of time so they would know before I got there. And maybe we can get some things resolved. What else? Always demand that they use a larger cuff when they take your blood pressure. Sometimes they'll say, oh, your arms aren't that big. I'm like, yeah, okay, but the rest of me is. So I only want my blood pressure taken with a larger cuff, because when they take it with a larger cuff, we know we get better readings. I'm a large human. I wear a size 28, 30 pants. My arms might be thin, but the rest of me is not. Please, I want only the larger cuff when you take my blood pressure. Don't be afraid to ask for that. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need and what you want. Because again, you pay them. Either it comes out of your paycheck or you pay a check, you pay them every month. That's your service, that you should be getting the top-notch service from wherever you're going. And if you have a fat phobic doctor and they're gaslighting you, you know what? Report them. Find another doctor. Maybe you can ask a friend to help you find another doctor, or ask your network. And there is something called the FLAIR Project that could come in handy if you need to, I don't know, follow up with a doctor's appointment and say, you know what, I need to sue this company. My friend just had the same experience where she has to probably sue her medical provider because they treated her like such crap. They told her they did not have a MRI machine. They did not have a PET cancer scanner machine. Well, guess what? I have the same insurance that she has. I'm a really large human. I was able to get all those things done. So sometimes you just run into a person who's really shitty to fat people, and that's not okay. So don't ever settle for that kind of treatment. That's BS. That is medical gaslighting, and that's not okay with us. If you have any things that you would like help with, or you need help with, or you're not sure what to do about it, you're welcome to put a note in the comments here. If you're shyer, you can email me at bigsexychatpod@gmail.com. That's my Big Sexy Chat podcast. So the email is bigsexychatpod@gmail.com. If you'd like to discuss something that you don't want to discuss here publicly, no problem. Send me an email. You can just go to my website too, bigsexychat.com. And there's a place there where you can sign up for our newsletter, and you can ask me questions, and I'm happy to answer them for you. And I'm not a doctor or a nurse, but I do know I have a big network, and I know a lot of fat people. I have a lot of fat friends, and we have a lot of great resources between all of us. And another thing I like to recommend, if you don't already know about this group, NAAFA.org, NAAFA.org. They do a lot of really cool things for fat people, and they do a lot of campaigning and advocating and protesting and writing legislation for fat people to make fat people a protected class. So if you would ever I would love if you would support them. Go to NAAFA.org, and you can sign up for their newsletter, which is fantastic. All kinds of resources in their newsletter. And you can also make a donation to NAAFA.org. They could use our help. They're fully funded by all of us. So, and they're here to advocate for fat babes. So I can highly recommend. And their newsletter, I think they send it out once or twice a month, and it's fantastic. All right, I'm going to hang up now. I just want to come in here and check in with y'all and see if there's anything we can help y'all with. And if there's anything at all, if you need a resource or a doctor, feel free to send me an email, bigsexychatpod@gmail.com, or go to bigsexychat.com, the website, and make sure you check out our podcast too. We're on YouTube as well. All right, y'all, take good care of yourself, and make sure you demand that extra amazing health care that other people get without asking, just because they're thin. So you're allowed as a fat person to demand to be treated with dignity and respect 100% of the time. Even if you have bad health, good health, a disability, that does not diminish your right to have the most excellent and perfect, amazing health care as a fat babe. Okay? We're going to demand it, right? All right, y'all. Take care. Have a good night.